Hi there, Dean Slater here. I'm the Director of ERP Consulting.
And I'm RJ Stevens, CEO of Friends of Commerce, longtime B2B commerce consultant. Today, the reason why my good friend Dean and I are going to have a conversation today is to start to talk about commerce and sort of ERP and why is that so important to get that sort of balance right and using the right systems and approaching that sort of topic with really informed perspective. What is the challenge piece of connecting the source of truth, such as an ERP, and having that sync with an eComm platform?
Sure, that's actually a really excellent question. It all comes based on product allocation. From a system of truth perspective, from inside an ERP, I might have 50 units sitting in a warehouse. Well, how many web orders am I placing in 5-10 minutes? And then on top of that, how many orders am I actually sitting on that were placed the last couple of days that the warehouse is actually getting ready to fulfill? We see this a lot on weekend where orders are placed on the weekends. Maybe I'm not picking, packing, and shipping on Sunday, but orders on a website are being placed. So if I don't keep up with that, what we would call not an on hand, I know I have 50 units, but what is my available to ship? Is the ERP or is the system of truth complicated enough or savvy enough to tell me where my allocations lie and basically share back with, the website, the actual available to ship? So it's that proper allocation availability, not just on hand.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I've got a client right now that their system is, on their website, they basically at once a day, at the end of the day, download all their orders. And then they have that in a spreadsheet that then they take over to their sort of internal IT team or whatever that then takes that and uploads it into their backend system. The challenge for this particular client is it's pretty fast moving inventory. So a day is a long time. They could be selling hundreds of units of something in a day. Even if it's once a day, that's not frequent enough to make sure that you're able to deliver upon the expectation of the customer.
Absolutely. We have a lot of clients that we're seeing today with a web presence, with a modern ERP. 2 hours can be the lifeline of selling out of a product, or even less than that. So they're working on methods to sync near real time and get those orders immediately. So you're right, 24 hours when literally I could sell out of entire product lines in 2 hours. That's a big difference in this experience. This is where the conversation becomes really ideal, and the fact that in an organization's moment when they have a web online presence and they have a technical back-end presence, where partnerships become ideal because we solve this problem together.
Yeah.
So changing the experience on the website to flip that item into back order, to properly splash it all over the shopping cart. When they get their order confirmation email, it says right in there, this item is back ordered for 14 days. When that order syncs into the warehouse and that order comes in and it is labeled as a back ordered order that the customer already knows, then the warehouse staff isn't having a heart attack over the fact I don't have any of these widgets today. They know that they can sit on that order until purchase orders are received to then begin to fulfill. Everybody's in the know, everybody's in communication, and nobody had to do all these file extracts, conversions, uploads. Together, this solves the problem for our customer base. We have a common customer. This becomes a three-way partnership. Hey, Mr. Customer, work with a great e-commerce player like Friends of Commerce, work with a solid ERP solution that is modernized, that can sync this data real time. The answer becomes an excellent customer experience.
You have to approach this problem from a holistic point of view. And it isn't just the back-end ERP system, and it's not just the front-end eComm system. It is a collaboration of those two systems and teams that understand how those systems need to function and work together to make sure that what you're implementing is going to be, fix the problem, one, and also going to be able to evolve as your business evolves.
Absolutely. Better together all the way through. And we see many clients will pick one battle to fight because they feel like it's not worthy to lift both up at the same time, or they don't really have that energy. Not understanding that, put a Dean and an RJ together, they'll brainstorm the solution one time and it's solved. Let's put it in. Their system is even cleaner.
And the thing is, they don't have to implement both things simultaneously. That's a lift that most companies don't have the resources to do, but you need to plan it in a way. And some companies, because we talked to a lot of companies like this, the biggest pain is fixing the front end sales piece. So they want to start with the web, get that going, and they'll do manual for a little while. Then they'll build up the ERP side. Some are like, okay, the infrastructure piece, the internal piece, that's really the biggest problem. Then we'll bring on the eComm. You can do either one. You just have to orchestrate it and plan it in a way to understand what the systems are so that it's set up correctly and efficiently the first time with whichever way you start.
Exactly. 100% agree. Yep.
Well, Dean, as every conversation I have with you, enjoyed this immensely. I look forward to doing this again with you soon. I hope that those out there that watching this found value, and we'll have a lot more of these topics following this one.
Plenty to come, plenty to solve. I appreciate it, sir.
Absolutely. All right.